Oh, good. Oh, good. After hours and hours of trying to fix shit. So many hours. So many. Hours of self-doubt and sadness. Finally figured it out. So stupid. Should have known. I should have assumed it was a bug from the get-go. I have much less faith in Unreal now. So, alright, let me lock it in. So, here's previous issue with the spells. Initially, I was changing the material from the normal version of the spell page to the casted, the cooldown version of the spell page. Problem. For the first 3 materials I created, I baked them from Blender, and they seamlessly switch from one version of the material to another. Maybe because the shaders are relevant and already baked or something like that. I'm not super sure. There's an issue. It was for the other ones I didn't do that for. I just took those images and edited them in paint.net and then re-exported them as PNGs. Those ones do not seamlessly transition to their cooldown versions. They have some pixelation. Like it'll go from a 64 by 64 thing to like a 16 by 16 or an 8 by 8 or something for like half a second and then switch to its updated thing. It does the job, but it's weird and doesn't look good. Didn't understand why. I'm guessing it's because those other 16 materials I didn't bake through Blender. I'm probably going to have to do that now. Here's why. My next solution, so I didn't have to manually do that, I thought I could achieve it through code and game logic, was to go into the material. Well, I thought I could go into the material. One, create the make the material, create a dynamic material instance. And in the dynamic material instance, change the grayscale. You can create you can add a desaturation node in the material, and what it currently looks like is this. We have a desaturation node and a scalar parameter. That way we can put in a float. If we put it at 1, it's maximum grayscale. It puts this at gray. If we have it 0, it's default. We can do this at runtime. Looks good. Problem. When finally I figured this out, started trying to replicate it to other players. Problem. There's a bug in Unreal Engine 5.6 where rep notifies do not work with dynamic material instances. So, whenever the server is the thing that determines whether the player can cast the spell, because otherwise you can somehow go into the code. If you can somehow do that and say, hey, my spell is actually not on cooldown, and just set it to never be on cooldown, then the server will receive the info from you, and because the server's not doing anything, it's saying, okay, cast the spell again, instead of you requesting the server to let you cast the spell. And the server is the only place, the host is the only PC, the only system that has that info. And you can't change it because you can't access their info because it's hidden from you. Because it's only, all the logic is executed on the server, not your client, so you can't change it. So, the problem there is that when the server client changes pages on his spell, it will work because the rep notify works on the server for dynamic material instances. But when the client does the same thing, even using print strings to verify that the material is this, and then the rep notify executes, the setting of the material executes, and then the print after tells you that it's a different result. The OnRep function that has to trigger on all clients whenever that happens on the server, when the server updates the value, it says, hey clients, update your value now and also execute this function. Those do not trigger on any of the clients because it's a dynamic material instance. It's a bug that I guess nobody knows about. Or maybe it's somehow unique to my circumstances. I don't see anything that shows that it's unique because all I have is a character that calls a server event that tells this other actor to do a rep notify or to update a variable set to rep notify, it just so happens that the material or the variable that's being replicated via rep notify is a dynamic material instance. The issue was resolved when I changed it from being a dynamic material instance back to being a material. The problem then is I can no longer use this grayscale functionality, and I have to manually change the material itself, because the only way to change to change which material I'm using for the page, the only way to change the material itself is by creating a dynamic material instance from it that will allow you to adjust parameters like this at runtime. Well, if I can no longer do this because I can't rep notify it, and I have to rep notify it because, because if I just replicate it, it will not actually update the material on the client. So I have to go in, and because if you create another actor and the server changes its textures, its materials, that will not trigger on clients. You have to use a rep notify to manually trigger it. So you set it on the server, it calls the onRep function from the rep notified variable, which tells the server to update it, the server's client, but then it also tells all other clients, the server does, for all the other clients to update accordingly. So, can't do dynamic material instance, but I also can't live with the existing pixelation issue. So, if I delete all the debug, and then go back to how we were before, and do a multicast for the page, now that this is set to be a material, everything should work. This is what it looks like on the client. Okay, it's not doing anything. I don't understand why. Because I didn't connect this node. Whoops. Oh, we only have 3 spells. That makes sense. Connect our client player. It should work. It did just now. All I changed was from dynamic to regular material. That's it. Oh, I don't currently play an animation to go back. Wait, well, oh, I don't have that as a multicast yet, but it would work. This part works. Yeah. Only problem now is freeze. Freeze. Oh wait, not that. Magic missile. Wait, what? Magic missile. Magic missile. Okay, I actually don't know why it's not working for this other player. I mean, he has the spell. Oh, it's because it probably did cast, but I fucked up. It's just that I temporarily disabled the logic that selects another thing. So currently we have the grayscale. Oh, and actually this shouldn't even be enabled at all. This should just go straight to here. But let me validate that it still works, because it should. The spell should still cast fine. I didn't change that. Yeah, because it just depends on the array. I'll do a different spell. I'll just do fireball. Oh, there you go. Fireball. Fireball. Okay, cool. And let me make sure. Okay, yo-yo. Alright. Fireball. Fireball. Good. Okay, everything works. I just need to change the materials now. And if I do... Oh, actually, I need to join another level. I need to go to the forest, because that's where you get all the spells. All of them are unlocked. And I'm going to oh wait, well, I guess I have to re-enable the pixelation thing, or to see if it actually works. Okay, so we check whether we're on cooldown. And really, we don't need to test this. I need to use this as a select. I need to do select material. Or maybe, what if we did select object? What happens there? Okay, I wonder if this actually... So if this is true, these need to be reversed. That's select A. So if this is true, we're on cooldown, then we want to be using the cooldown material. Otherwise, we want to use the regular material. We're going to select this. We no longer need a dynamic material instance for anything. And then that's it. Ooh, what the fuck? What is happening there? Okay. That's a material. Material. Oh, object. Well, great. Okay. So, never mind. Select object is useless. Boolean. This lets us select true, so that will tell us to... Oh, actually... So if it's true, then we want cooldown. Otherwise, we want this. If this is true and the spell that we found in our array of spells our boolean is true, that means the spell is on cooldown. We want to use the cooldown material. And that's the material we're going to use to update the pages. Okay, so for example, go ahead and queue this guy up. Okay, fireball. See, there's the pixelation, and it even happens there. So actually, maybe it happens no matter what. Freeze. Magic missile. Maybe it's not just a shader thing, I guess? Deafness. See? Or maybe it happens just the first time, I'm not sure. Fireball. See, so it's smooth the first time. Shield. Deafness. Oh, so it actually... okay. Deafness. Shield. Okay, so I might just have to deal with the pixelation or figure out... I think I just have to figure out another way around it. I was thinking for a second that I would have to go back to my materials here. Spellbook. Final. Pages. I thought I would have to go in and apply the lightning bolt drawing that I initially had. Well, actually, I haven't even made one. And I would apply the vertical version of it. So I would go in here and I would make a lightning bolt again, like this. And then I would go into Blender and then I would apply the texture and then boom. Excuse me. And then bake it. And the nodes in there are already set up, so it wouldn't be long. It'd probably take 30 minutes to do it for all of them. Excuse me. And then it would work, because I thought it was working by default for Fireball, Freeze, Magic Missile. Turns out that's not true, and it is actually just pixelated the first time you cast the spell, when you switch from one material to another. So I think... Oh, you know, that's probably exactly what it is. And maybe it's actually fine in the baked games. I need to try this in a standalone game, and I also need to package the game and see if it works then. Because I think this is just a shader issue. What it is I load the fireball texture when I switch to the fireball. Cool. And that doesn't pixelate. I think it's because I changed the material, and then the page flips, so it pixelates, but it pixelates after... Like the pixelation has finished by the time we see the page. Because it's flipping, it's already been updated, and then we see it. This pixelation's maybe 0.3 seconds, but it's noticeable. So, I think what happens is the pixelation always happens, but as we flip through all the pages, it's already happened and the shaders have been baked. I think the shader baking is what's happening, or shader loading, whatever you call it. Shader initialization for each of these is what's happening. It's just that we've seen all the all the non-cooldown spells, the ready-to-cast spells, but whenever I cast the spell and I look straight at it, we see the shader baking when we switch to the unbaked, unused cooldown version, because we can't just flip through the book to go and find the cooldown fireball spell and do that in advance so it's already baked. But I think if you package the game, then it bakes all that stuff in advance and it just increases the file size instead of doing it at runtime. Maybe. Or maybe it does it when you open the game in the very beginning. I'm not sure, but I want to test it in a standalone game to see if it still does that. So, I'll do that now. What was that error? Okay. I'll do this really quick and see if that happens. Hopefully it's only one of these opening now. Of course it's not. Okay, so we'll do forest because that's where all the spells are. Shield. Shield. See, so there's the pixelation. But if I do it again, shield. And then it's fine. Lightning bolt. Pixelation. And it's worse than I thought. It was like 3x3. It's crazy. It's way worse. Lightning bolt. What if I go and do it for something else? Blindness. Deafness. Same for all of them. Lightning bolt. But now it's good for that one. Deafness. Blindness. But now it's good for those. So it seems like it is the first time. I have to figure out either it's a thing that'll be fixed when the game is actually baked and packaged, or maybe it's something that I can somehow do in the beginning of the game and load the shaders manually. Or just like have it be part of the game when it starts up so that you don't deal with that the first time you cast a spell. Just a polishing thing. Okay. So that's how we do it. But, I mean, there's the proof. I'll open it up one more time like this. Oh, let me do one thing really quick. I have to copy them. In order for the animations to happen on the other thing. So, animations, when the client tells the server to do an animation, it only happens on the server. Even though the actor is set to replicate, doesn't automatically do the animation. Animations do not automatically replicate, and there's no way to do it. So, unless we added an animation blueprint to this guy and then changed its state that way, but it's basically the same as a multicast. So I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. I think that's how we want this, right? Instead, this is going to be page flip right, so I'll just snag this. Okay. And I'm just going to do page flip right multicast instead of page flip left. Or, oh, this should be page flip left. All right, like that. And then this is just page flip right multicast. Oh, okay, that's fine. Comment this. Multicast to play sound and animation on all clients. Misspelled that on accident, or I just mistyped. I don't misspell anything really. Okay. Okay. That should be all of it. So now, fix this shit up real fast. Okay. Good enough. Okay, it should animate and play sounds in both ways now. We'll check for the player, or the server. We'll probably still get pixelation, invisibility. Oh, well, can't tell if there's if the book's hidden, huh? Lightning bolt. There it was. We'll join. See if everything works fine on the client now too. And I'll put these next to each other so that you can see whether they see each other doing it. Oh yeah, true, because now the client will have to be able to see. That will be interesting. Okay. Fucking hate hearing myself live. Oh, well, I need to... I'll just put this on another monitor. Wait, come on, look over. Oh, it'll be so cool if this works. Oh, it does! Oh my god. Okay, I'll show. Oh. I didn't make it fucking multicast. No shit. No. Bro, can you please wake up? Okay. And honestly, what this should be is... should just be moved up. And stretched down, because this is just a piece of the puzzle. Right here. And then same thing. Cool. Okay. Now we should be good. I can't believe it. Yeah, I literally just had to change it from dynamic to regular. And now the rep notify works. The multicast works. Oh, that hit hard. I was surprised that actually worked. Thank God, no voice. Holy shit. It's terrible. Oh my. That's not the right spell. Yes. All this work for that. Holy shit, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that works. The book fucking works. It works, it works. Oh, last thing to test actually is to cast a spell. Oh, well, it's this the server needs to host. Is to cast a spell and see it live update. So I could see some guy on my team, he could show me his book. Close enough, team. And see that he can no longer cast a spell. Okay. I wanna see the server. That's all I need to see. Freeze. Oh, fuck yes, dude, it works. Okay, good. Only thing is the pixelation, so I have to figure out a way to make it so that doesn't happen anymore. I might just have to package the game, but I'll look that up, because there's pixelation when we change the material. So, how to bake shaders in advance, how to bake textures in advance, something like that. What is it? Other settings just in the project? Like bake? What bake? Okay, nobody knows. What about editor, maybe? Doubtful. Bake? Oh, no. Oh? Excuse me. Nope. Okay. Well, the spellbook works. I figured out the issue. It was so annoying, dude, because I did so much debugging. It was so long. It was too much. And I didn't think that it was just a complete shortcoming of the type of object. You simply cannot do it. I swear to God, if there's a tooltip, I'm going to be pissed. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing here that says, hey, don't replicate this as a rep notify, because it won't work on clients. It's simple logic. Character. Locally, no replication, creates object by calling a custom event executed on the server. Validate the object to make sure it doesn't exist before making it so we don't get duplicates. Create the object. Locally again, tell the server to do stuff with the object. What do? Do some array stuff, and all you do is update an object set to rep notify. That way the client updates the material when the server updates it. That way when the client or when the server's player flips a page, the client sees the new page and the server sees the new page. Rather, the server sees the new page. He's the one who flipped it. But the client also, too, calls this function as well to see the new page. That's it. Everything worked. It worked literally from the beginning. I don't think I need any of this replicated anymore. I was testing everything. I was replicating extra stuff. I don't need any of this to be replicated now because it's all done by the server. The server doesn't need to tell any of the clients to replicate stuff. I think I'll confirm now. And then I'm going to go and figure out this shader stuff. And I might just package the game and see if that works too. But so far, so good. Works beautifully. Perfect. Okay. Literally perfect.